just go, what?
They go funny. I can feel it. It's like... Dear, my hair looks shit. But I bet my eyebrows look amazing.
They do actually. What have you done?
Well, I've been holiday prepping.
Yeah.
I've dyed them.
You're joking?
No!
What, yourself? Yeah. They look great. They actually do look great.
Do they? Did my eyelashes as well, but that was a total fail.
Well, you got mascara on.
Because it was a total fail.
Today was going to be an outfit challenge.
Yeah.
If we're going to be real with you.
Yeah.
But sometimes someone's feeling a certain kind of way and we can't do it. That's either me or Andrea. Today it's Andrea. Andrea's feeling menopausal.
I'm feeling tetchy as F.
And she just doesn't want to do an outfit challenge.
Don't want to do it, babes.
I am not going to push that.
Thank you.
Because she was late changing her patch yesterday and we all know how that can go.
No, what's worse is I've rung up for new patches today and they've flipping told me they haven't got any in and I've got to go and hunt for some.
Right.
Right now, I feel like the flipping Tasmanian devil.
Well, that's just worried me. We better go on a flipping bear hunt after this, a HRT hunt.
Oh, it's worse for me, babes. Oh dear, my head.
Is it?
Anyway, let's do a positive card.
I think we need one.
Look at this fabulous hair.
Oh, my plait's got longer.
Woo! We ought to count how many lengths.
Oh, that's a good
1,
idea.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plaits.
Sorry, I'm like a horse. Okay,
Yeah.
Andrea, can you pick us a positive card, please?
Yes, I can. Oh my god.
I like that
So do
one.
I.
Oh, am I reading?
Yeah.
The comeback is always stronger than the setback. Wow.
Woo!
That is a good one.
Yes, it is. It's particularly how we feel today, I think.
I think so too. Outfit challenge semi went out the window. / definitely went out the window. I said, why don't we do... Sorry.
I said I'm going to
You're
bash
having a
you
great
today.
day today. I said, why don't we do an update on the menopause chat? It's been 9 months since the last
Yeah,
one.
I thought, why bore them with that?
I think it's a good idea to do an update, but you are on a bit of a journey with that, aren't you?
Yeah.
So when you're ready, then you can give an update.
Okay, thank you.
And then Andrea spun it right back onto me. She was like, why don't you give an update? I was like, where do I even begin?
Update? They probably don't even know.
Well, this is the thing. It's like opening a right camel worms.
Camel worms.
Camel. Do you want to interview me?
Yeah.
Be like Davina McCall,
Okay.
Kate Garraway.
Okay. I can do that.
I'm like Kim K. Andrea's going to do like a bit of an interview because I don't really know where to start. It's such a big thing. It's literally a huge part of my life.
Yes.
And I want to explain it to raise awareness, first of all, to help me.
Yes. You selfish woman.
I know. To help other people.
Yes.
Not only people who have it, but also people to understand it so that that can help other people that have it. Because I think it's not understood or talked about enough. And it is wishy-washy. There is no flipping cure to this.
Yeah.
Right? So if talking about it can get a cure, I mean, mate, we're onto something there.
Oh, yeah.
Also, to show that it's not what it looks like on the outside. Like, everybody has their issues. And this is my issue.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's talk about that issue, shall we? Right, so, first of all, I'd like to just Google something.
Go on.
What is chronic fatigue syndrome? And I'm going to let you know, as per Google.
Over to you.
Okay, so chronic fatigue syndrome is a common condition which is triggered by long-lasting exhaustion or fatigue, which does not fade away with rest or sleep. Chronic fatigue syndrome can greatly reduce the quality of life. However, children and young people affected by this condition generally find it difficult as they grow up. Chronic fatigue syndrome shows itself in many different ways.
Yeah.
If you can you tell us maybe your top... Let's go with first, top 5, the 5 things that are most obvious to you.
Okay. In fact, I wrote this down in my book.
Holy mother! She's so organised. I love this girl.
Woohoo! So I wrote it down because a few months ago I went to see a specialist in chronic fatigue and she gave me this booklet to work through.
Right.
And sometimes just like getting out your thoughts helps you categorise it yourself.
Yes.
So
I did that with menopause.
Oh, it's a great thing to do.
Yes.
Write down your symptoms.
Yes.
Because sometimes you forget anyway.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, symptoms.
Yes.
Always tired.
Yes.
That is the main one. And it's not just tired, it's always exhausted. I am never I mean, it's hard to believe because I feel like I have an energetic personality.
Yes.
The way I come across, but I am never energetic.
Yes.
Right? That is fully just a strong personality coming out of a weak body. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God for that. Yeah. Brain fog / tight head. So I always have a foggy head that doesn't feel clear. I feel like an unhealthy person, but I'm a healthy person. Mm-hmm. That's like the best way I can describe it. So I drink water. That's all I drink all day. I eat my fruit and vegetables. Like, I'm a very healthy person, but my head feels like I'm poorly. Mm-hmm. Forgetfulness, achy muscles.
Yeah.
I always wake up unrefreshed. That's one of the symptoms, like common symptoms, unrefreshing sleep. So no matter how many hours I sleep, I always feel exhausted when I wake up, and often I wake up feeling like I've run a marathon. If you know me, I'm not a runner, right?
Yeah, right.
So I can't compare it to running a marathon, but I feel like I've done some intense exercise all over, which I haven't done.
Right.
I've just been to sleep for the night.
Right.
Difficulty regulating temperature. I don't think this is like a super common thing, but it's definitely on one of the list of symptoms. I'm either hot or cold. There is pretty much no in between. I really struggle. Like, I can go from freezing cold to boiling hot in 2 seconds. It's really weird.
Right.
Almost like the hot flush kind of thing.
So I'm sat here thinking, if you weren't 25, I'd be saying, can you be menopausal?
Exactly. And I mean, when Andrea started with her menopause symptoms, that got us thinking about this again. Yeah. Like, hang on a minute, is this bitch menopausal? Like, what is going on? Because it kind of brought up a lot of the same symptoms, didn't it? I've been going to the doctor since I was 13 about this. I'm now 25, so that's 12 years of basically undiagnosed problems on a daily basis. And you can't blame the doctors because nothing comes up in blood tests. So for some people, chronic fatigue is like a secondary thing. So say someone with Crohn's disease, they may have chronic fatigue as like the exhaustion from the Crohn's disease then gives them chronic fatigue. Whereas in my blood test, nothing is shown up as being wrong. So in fairness to the doctors, what do you treat if nothing is showing up as being wrong? So from age 13, I've had all these blood tests and I've been told, you're tired because of school. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'm at school, I'm tired. Right, we'll leave it there. Then I go again. You're tired because it's sixth form. Just a lot going on. It's hard work. Okay, fair enough. You're tired because you're at university. I'm like, okay, how long can this go on for? Because, I mean, I wasn't going on nights out and stuff like that.
No.
I was going to bed at 9:30 and getting up at a reasonable time.
Yes.
Like, I was doing nothing stupid. I was living a very healthy life, and yet everyone around me was coping and I wasn't.
Yeah.
But again, nothing was showing up in the blood tests. So that makes it very difficult to do anything about it. And I think that's why I'm still at the point now where I don't know how to deal with it, because for chronic fatigue, there is no cure. It's trying to find ways that help you. And on a daily basis, I try and help myself with what I know.
Let's look at what happens to you on a daily basis.
Okay.
Give us a rundown of an average day.
I wake up about...
That was a neck just cricked like I've never heard before.
Is that a symptom? Because I have a very cracky neck.
I have an adversity to cracking bones. Oh, it makes my
I
nips
love it.
go
It's so
funny.
satisfying. Your nips go what?
They go funny. I can feel it. It's like...
I wake up when I wake up.
Yeah.
That can be anywhere from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I let myself wake up when I can. I'm very fortunate that I can do that because I know that that helps me. That's one of the things I found that helps me. I still feel tired when I wake up naturally. I quite often, at least I'd say 2 or 3 times a week, wake up with full body ache.
All your muscles from head to toe.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I just go about my day as slowly as I possibly can to not bring on a crash. I do what I feel that I can do in that moment. So that's making my breakfast, making Bonnie's breakfast. I unload the dishwasher. I do bits around the kitchen. I do what I can and then I have a sit down to not push it too far. Mm-hmm. But sometimes... without pushing it too far, I can have a crash, or with pushing it too far, I can have a crash.
What do you mean by crash?
Exhaustion is like the baseline, that's just me.
Yeah.
And then randomly, this can be a few days on the trot, this can be once every week. It's so random, I can't even put my finger on it. but I have this crash, which is effectively like, say you were hair drying your hair and then the electricity goes out and your hairdryer goes zoom, and it's just like out of power. That is it. It's like someone's pulled my plug out.
Yeah.
And I can't really talk. I can't do anything. I literally just sit there completely and utterly powerless, and that's me for the day then, isn't it?
Yeah, so from what I've observed, you can see it coming on.
Yeah.
Because your face starts to look very tired and you become very quiet.
Yeah.
And then as that starts to take over and I say, oh, you're all right, you're having a dip. And then she's usually, we're at that stage pretty quickly, really.
Yeah.
I would say within 20 minutes or so, I can tell.
I could do nothing all day and have a crash. I could go to London for the day and not have a crash, but I could also do vice versa.
Yes.
So there's no telling. I think physical exertion brings it on more, but that's not always the case.
Absolutely. I think there's no rhyme or reason, personally, because we've been to London, had a great day, been the whole day through, and you've been absolutely fine and dandy. We've been there, and then we went for a coffee, and the next thing I know, your head's on your hands on a table, and you literally can't lift your head off the table.
Yeah.
So for me, and that was shocking for me. And then also what I find, like, bless you, is you're very much aware of everything around you at the time. So you're really apologetic and I'm really sorry and I feel dreadful and all the rest of it. Because you're out and you feel like you're just a burden then. But it's just managing it at the time.
I can cope with to a certain extent can cope with feeling like this, but it's like the exterior thing of feeling like you're ruining your family's day, or like they have to help me more if I can't. One of my chores is the dishwasher. If I can't do that, then someone else has to do it for me, and I feel guilty, and you almost feel like you second guess yourself, like, am I lazy? But I know I'm so strong in my head that I'm not a lazy person, but then you kind of put that on yourself, like, I don't know, it's really difficult. And because there's nothing to show for it. Like when I was at university, the doctor used to say to me, because I said I need a label, and I know labels can be bad, but for me, I would say to someone, I can't do this because I'm just exhausted, and they would come back and say, oh yeah, so am I. But they'd been on a night out the night before, and of course they were exhausted because they'd been on a night out. But I was trying to explain that I can't, I've not been on a night out and I can't, and so I needed like a label to kind of justify it.
I am 100% with you, and people will understand this. If you get migraines, which I do, and somebody says, oh yeah, headaches are the worst.
Yeah.
Like a migraine, it doesn't even touch where a headache is.
But then you don't want to make it all
Of
about
course
you.
you don't.
And you feel guilty even doing that. Like,
Yes.
most people I know won't even know that I suffer with this on a daily basis because I do so well to mask it. But I'm always in my own head thinking, I'm not doing enough and I can't do enough. But when you look normal, you feel like other people think that you can do it, and then you feel like a fraud. And I think it's the mental thing that hurts more than the physical thing, because you're constantly second guessing everything and trying to portray to everybody else that you're normal because you look normal. Do you know what I mean?
And
I haven't got my arm in a sling, I haven't got a broken arm, and people can't see there's something wrong, so I feel like I have to live up to the person that's got nothing wrong.
Yes, and that's how people feel about anxiety and depression, and it's like the hidden thing that you can't explain.
That's why I feel like it was more widely talked about and understood, because I hate talking about myself in that way. Like, I hate to feel like a drain. So even if someone said to me, are you all right? I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine. And I'd push every bit of energy I can to make sure that I look fine, because I'm not about to say to someone, actually, I'm really exhausted. I am all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just can't do that as a person. I can't do that. So I make it hard for myself. But I think if I did say that to someone, I may have to explain it to them, because I don't think a lot of people know about it.
But you don't want to explain it at a time when you're feeling it, because you feel so shocking. The last thing you want to do is speak.
Yeah.
It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doctors-wise, you were offered various different types of medication.
Yeah, there's no because I've got nothing showing up in my bloods, there's no answer to it. The lady that I went to see, she said it's just finding your coping mechanisms, and speaking to you, you found a lot of your coping mechanisms, which I think I have. I know how to not push myself, so I have a lot less crashes than I used to. I've not cured it because I feel like this all the time. So I have been offered random things, but they're kind of just doing that as a trial, and I don't want to be a guinea pig of trying pills that could just make me feel worse. So
and what were they?
So I was offered the contraceptive pill, I was offered antidepressants.
Which all help to regulate hormones.
Yeah, but from the test, I have nothing wrong with my hormones. The lady described it to me as everything is sound in my body, but the balance of everything is off. So my body is working overtime to balance me, which makes my body exhausted. That's what she said to me. I don't have a cause necessarily.
Talking about balancing though, you've tried...
There's different things that people say help them, like meditation, yoga, eating little and often. These are all things that I'd already tried myself to try and help, and I'm quite like that anyway.
Yeah.
I'd found out that naturally I have to eat little and often, because if I eat a big meal, that can make me have a crash. Don't know if that's because my body's then working even harder to break down the food, and it's already working hard in the first place, so then it's just too much. I don't know. I live in a family that's very
100 miles an hour.
Yes, they are so full of energy, which is amazing, but I've always questioned why I'm not like that, and it makes me feel... Why am I getting emotional?
Makes you feel even worse.
It makes me feel even worse.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming it on you guys, but to compare yourself to that, I can't be like that.
Even talking about it, it takes you to a place of frustration, doesn't it?
It's like just doing daily life is difficult. So to add extra things to that is like a lot. And I feel like I'm constantly carrying around a weight.
I hate seeing you cry. Come on. Woo!
I was reading about it in this booklet that she gave me, and so much of it is a mental thing of getting your head around. If I need to sit and rest, I need to sit and rest. Things can wait.
Yes.
I am not lazy for sitting and resting.
No.
I need to... I get these random bursts of more energy where I'm like, oh, I can put all my clothes away now because I'm feeling it.
I've seen you.
And then I'll bring on a crash from doing that. It's like a red herring.
Yeah.
And I'm constantly in my own head beating myself up about it. And I think that's what I struggle with the most. Like mentally feeling like you can't live a normal life.
Dodgy tissue. I'm going to be honest, to be truthful, in this house, you're probably doing what a typical average person is happy at doing. You probably are hitting that level. It's because you just unfortunately live with a load of people that are on flipping quick pace all the time. I think that doesn't help. That makes you feel like you're not achieving when obviously you quite clearly are. And the things that you do get done is great, and I can see you when you're on a motivated day, because you're like flipping out, she's minning it, oh my god. But then I feel dreadful for you when you then just collapse in a heap and you just sat there and you're white. That's the thing for me. All the colour goes from you. You can hardly open your eyes. It literally looks like me with a migraine, but without the head pain for you. Yeah. It's so bonkers.
It's that complete and utter lack of control. Like, I don't know when I wake up each day if I'm going to be able to complete that day in a nice way and get something done. And you know what it feels like. You know, if you've had a day where you've sat around and done nothing, you feel like you've wasted a day. I feel like that most days. And like sometimes an achievement for me is just getting my wash basket down. Which seems so ridiculous, but...
This is a happy channel, right?
If anybody has any information or has been through it or knows someone who is going through it, if you have anything that you can tell me, then please do.
Yeah, let's share.
Yeah, even just when I mentioned it before, which was just in passing, I got loads of messages of people who were going through it as well. And it makes you feel seen. It makes you feel like you're not making it up in your head. It makes you feel like you're not on your own and you're not just weird. Have I given any advice in this? I don't think so.
Well, I think actually what you do is you show how you can still, with all of these things trickling along in the background, be positive, be motivated, and people will be able to relate. Right, that's really important, because sometimes it looks like somebody's got everything and oh gosh, you know, they live this Disney life, and I'm not saying people think that about you, but we think that about everybody that we see, don't we? And it's actually only right that we know that across the board everybody has good days, bad days, they live with things, they don't think it's such a big deal, and you're just trying to best navigate life as best you can. And it's wrong to think that some people are, you know, having just a fabulous time and a fabulous life and everything's all right, because it's not. Actually, that isn't life. Life is like that, isn't it?
We get asked all the time, how do you stay so positive? And it's really just with every little bit we've got left, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why we laugh a lot. Right? I think that's why we find quirky things so positive and funny. I think that it's a mindset because of the cards that you've been dealt.
Yeah, you've got to work with what have you got.
Yeah.
Literally. I think it's next week I'm going to a chronic fatigue specialist who is somebody that likes to get to the bottom of things. So if he wants to get to the bottom of me,
literally,
I'd be very grateful.
Can you get to my bottom, please?
And hopefully, I mean, one day, I just hope, like, this can't just be it. I must just one day wake up and a switch would flick and all of a sudden I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You can hope.
Who knows?
I don't want anyone to worry about me or feel negative after this conversation. I actually feel better for talking about it, and I hope it's helped somebody, even if it's just helped somebody understand I'm fine. Kind of. And I'm working on it. I'm putting my energy that I have left into working on it, and I mean, if there is an update in the future, then we'll give you it. The next update is Andrea's menopause, because I'm not going through this emotional mess without you sharing too.
Great.
What are we like? We're right pair, aren't
we? I've got to go out now and go and find a load of bloody patches, Bob, so that's really important.
Do you want me to come for more support?
Yeah.
Let's do a shout out.
Yeah, lovely. Oh, can I do a shout out?
Yeah.
Thank you to every single person that when I said, oh, would it be okay if you would go to Instagram and just follow me, because I'd like to get over that 3,000. Well, I flipping smashed it.
She's flipping sprinted over that 3,000.
No, and that's only because of everybody that listened, and I couldn't have been more grateful. Now I just think, oh bless. I actually feel like, oh God, I'm not going to ask for anything again, because you're so good and you go out there and do it. I know. And that meant that, and I'm not going to share it again. So anyway, just to let you know, that meant yesterday when I had crazy hair, I just thought it'd be funny to share with you lot, because I knew it'd make you laugh. And it made a lot of people laugh on a Sunday morning, let me tell you. So there'll be more dramas like that. Follow Instagram, and that's where you're going to see the shiz going down.
That's the BTS.
I mean, I never show any. I don't even answer the door when I look like that. And there I was, just shouting for all to see. Made us laugh, didn't it?
Yeah. Bless you, Anne.
I know. Bless me for being born with Brillo hair.
Today's shout out goes to Lynn Reynolds. Lynn, thank you so much for commenting, and thank you for being so lovely. We really appreciate it. If you haven't already, then please go on, Andy, you tell us. I love it when you do it.
Shit, but I'm always struggling to remember.
I know, but it's just so, like, there's so much, like, care to it when you do it, because it's such an effort to
Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Like the video.
Yeah.
That's the thumbs up. Can you click that, please?
Yeah.
Subscribe, because if you do that, then we know that we're doing good things, and only by extra subscriptions do we think that we can carry on.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe. Comment, because we read every single comment, don't we?
Yes, we do.
And
we're getting round to answering them all as well.
Yeah. And another one, share with a friend, because we want all these lovely people to just be one big group of happy family that can talk about anything and be in a safe place.
We're all in this together,
and
aren't we?
We're all what's the word, got each other's backs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, YOLO,
Sorry, what?
you only live once.
Okay.
We need that. We need to support each other. We need to be here for each other. There is no better community than this one. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. There is no room for anybody to be nasty, let me tell you, because they get deleted straight away. We're not even having that negativity in us, are we?
And you know what? It's so rare because everybody is so lovely. It's like, it's such... It reminds me, you know, on The Incredibles, when Violet does like a bubble round her.
Yes!
It's like we're in the bubble and it's so positive that it like repels any negativity off it because we're such a force.
Yeah. In life, I won't accept negativity now.
Absolutely not.
No, not going anywhere near it. You start with your negative shit and you're off.
You heard it here?
Yeah! That's it. End of.
Don't mess with Andrea. Once you've done those 4 things, we'd be so incredibly grateful, and we'll see you next Monday with a brand new video. I was waving with 4 fingers.